Elliott was really unlike any child that I had encountered. Just full of life, great personality, unbelievably confident, just wise beyond her years for a not quite 5-year-old. John and Elliott were very close. They were dear, dear friends. Their friends were friends. A lot of people thought of them as maybe twins or as kind of one unit.
It was very difficult to get Elliott and John to bed together. You'd get one down and then you'd go get the other one down and the first one was up. And Elliott, when you would finally get her into bed, she never wanted you to leave. She always had one more thing to tell you. And that could go on for many one more things. And looking back on it, I'd love to do it again.
When I think of May 2nd and all that transpired on that day, I go back to May 1st when we were preparing to go to the pool and the kids were so excited. I remember Elliott, after she finished eating, saying, "Mommy, can I go see some friends?" And I remember vividly looking at her. I remember exactly where she was standing and saying, "Yes, you can go see your friends, but you may not get in the pool." And I stayed there with John, and he finished eating, and he had to go to the bathroom. And I remember meeting back up with John from outside the bathroom and walking to go find Elliott. And he's the first one that saw her in the pool. It was madness from that point on. People were working on her, trying to resuscitate her. I vividly remember somebody screaming, "Call 911," and then we were in the ambulance on the way to Eggleston.
I had been on a work trip. I remember leaving my phone in my car and then coming back to it maybe an hour later and having messages on it from folks that don't often call me. And the message I got from a good friend and neighbor was that Elliott had been in an accident. You need to reach Amy. So I'm a little panicked at that point. I try Amy, and then she told me what had happened, and she said, "They have a pulse." I'm like, what a sigh of relief I had. So I had to get to Atlanta. When I arrived, I had a sense of things maybe not have going the way we had hoped when I saw just the look on the friends that were there, and they, as soon as I got off the plane, they said, "Hey, you need to call Amy," which I did. And it was not the news that, we were hoping for. And then I joined Amy and Elliott at Children's Healthcare to kind of say our last goodbyes.
The reality is we were at this party for maybe less than an hour and a half before the world, as we knew it, completely changed. And then coming home to our house that night, knowing that she would never come in there again, our home was unrecognizable with just the three of us. I remember the first time we went to a restaurant and they asked how many people. It was terrible having to say 3. At the time, I didn't know what the statistics were for childhood drowning being the #1 reason for deaths at that age. But I want to impress upon people that even when there are adults around, even when there are lifeguards around, that you need to be responsible for lifeguarding your own children. And that's why the eyes reach, arms reach message is so important. Whether it's in a bathtub or a private pool, is that any split-second decision that takes your eyes off of your child is a bad decision because, as we know, it can happen very quickly. I know that this was a preventable situation, and if we can prevent this from happening even to one more family, it is the perfect way to honor Elliott